Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest superhero comic book in the universe, Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I'm Mike,
I'm Christian.
I'm Matt.
and today we're back at it to the main story again. Episode 8, we're covering the A Different World story arc, which is issues 25 to 30. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We didn't even discuss who was going to be doing the the fucking issues.
No, we didn't. But you are doing number 25 because I certainly don't want to.
Okay, I'll do the first two. Is that cool?
All right, that tracks.
I call next two.
Okay, yeah, it works out. It works out. Like 6 issues, 2 issues each. Okay, dope. So, the thing is, I got a fun fact in the first issue that like I totally forgot about. That I should have mentioned earlier. But to start off, issue 25. And I love this cover just because we see here Mark's favorite comic book character, Science Dog, and it's funny because he's attacking him, but he's a comic book. He's not supposed to be real.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, people?
Into the comic book. I fucked it up. Shut up. I fucked up. I had a joke. I fucked it up. Ignore me. Continue.
That would have been a really funny joke, but
it could have been a really funny joke. But like, listen, Christian, we believe in you.
It wasn't even that funny. It would have been just a waste of time, and I'm bringing so much acknowledgement to it. Back to Science Dog. Anyway,
so to start off, Mark is back at his comic book store, picking up some Science Dog comics where the store clerk's having an issue with him. Be like, why you still buy these? Like, I know you haven't been here in a while, but like these books kind of suck. And they go on to a spiel of like, oh no, this book is great. Like because like they just have an argument about their opinions on this character Science Dog, and it's found out that like the comic book store clerk is low-key still reading them, even though he doesn't like them, and whatever. But
here's the thing, I kind of appreciate this in a vacuum. Well, I don't know in general, because like I have been there. I've been buying issues of a book that I hate because it was titled The Amazing Spider-Man. You know, like, I own a whole lot of Dan Slott Spider-Man, and oh my god, do I not like it?
Oh yeah, I watched Spider-Bites. I
bought it from the moment he came back after Superior up through the Clone Conspiracy.
Oh my god!
I own that in single issues, and most of it is trash. But I own it. It's in my closet over there.
Dude, what? You have a fucking problem. What the fuck?
You know, though, man. At least you know it.
Yeah, but this is a very relatable conversation. I've never had an argument with a comic book store clerk before, but like I've had discussions about stuff. But to continue, it shows a fight between Rex-Splode and this guy's named Octoboss. There we go. Which I think is it's a really cool design. And essentially, Mark is called in by Caesar to help out Rex-Splode. Rex-Splode doesn't really think he needs help, because he's arrogant as shit. But then essentially, like Invincible's like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just take care of these minions. You do your thing, and Rex actually takes care of it. As you can see here, throwing a little bomb at this dude, but then it doesn't work. But he throws a fucking TV instead. I think it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So then after the fight, he gives Rex a ride back to the HQ. We see Monster Girl. Monster Girl still using the battle suit that Black Samson used, but he's just in a fucking coma. She's using it so that she doesn't have to use her powers and to like age, de-age more. And therefore, she has a moment with Rex talking about the issues they're having with her helping her out with the suit, the team, and Samson. And when we see Robot, it's funny because like Monster Girl fucking looks at his ass and be like, "Yo, like I'm gonna like I love to watch you walk away there." So like she's still back at her antics.
That's why I love Monster Girl so goddamn much. Like she has so much sexual charges on her, but she's 14. Like, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. And it's just so like essentially like he asks her where he's gonna go look for Kate to see if she's around, and she's just like she's like, I wish I had time to follow you while she's just looking at his butt. but we see in the corner that Robot's kind of watching him.
Looking kind of sus.
Looking kind of jelly there.
I have been suspicious of Robot since day one, and
yeah, you have
bullshit.
Really? I have.
Yo, I watched the first episode. He kind of has been low key. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never trusted this guy, and we'll see later. But I think I'm right.
And if everyone refers want to go, for our audience who wants to go to the last episode, we saw that Robot is actually being controlled by this little tumor boy. Yeah,
tumor baby.
Yeah,
the poop baby.
And it's just is actually just legitimately just a robot, like real shit, no AI whatsoever. So then after Robot gets that jelly stare, we see cut to Rex, and I love this because I didn't put it up, but like it's a similar panel that we got with Eve, where fucking he goes in the corner and witnesses something horrible and cowers in the corner, just how Eve did when he caught Rex cheating on her with Kate, duplicate. Then it transitions to Mark doing his homework assignments because he downloaded all of them after doing superhero antics. Basically talking to William, our boy, discussing that Rick is still missing. His parents have been trying to find him for a while, like his and the school's involved because he hasn't been in any of his classes. Like he's in biology with Mark, hasn't been in biology for like 2 weeks.
It was Rick.
Rick is the guy who showed them around during their college tour when they were still seniors in high school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he got captured by I forget the guy's name, the Poindexter who was making the Reaniman.
Yeah, right.
In his experiment. So then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's go check on. Let's just go talk to his roommate. And I made a mistake last episode. I thought that Poindexter was his roommate, but like no, he has another roommate named Chris, I think.
Knew it.
Yeah. But he's not. Poindexter is not his roommate. I made that mistake. But they decided to go over to his apartment, talk to his roommate to get more information to see about if they know if he returned. And it transitioned to their principal.
Principal Wilson, what are you doing here?
Wilson,
his name is Dean Wilson.
Yeah, they catch up with the Principal Winslow, and turns out they're wondering, hey, what are you doing here? Like, we graduated, you're not following us, are you? Like, no, I'm the dean now of this Upstate University. You got fucking promoted, which I thought was pretty cool. And here's where I want to talk about this fun fact that when I first read Invincible, I didn't know about. I just looked over it, but then like when I watched more videos, I was like, about like Invincible, I was like, holy shit. So, does the principal look somewhat familiar to you?
Yeah. He's that black guy from The Thing.
Carl from Fresh Prince.
He's that guy from Family Matters, the dad.
He is the guy. He's the dad from Family Matters.
Are you serious?
Shot in the dark.
No, he is the guy from Family. You're right. He was modeled off of the dad from Family Matters. The guy from Family. His name is Carl Winslow.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh.
And then you know what's even better? The high school that they go to is called Reginald Vale Johnson High School, which is the actor who plays Carl Winslow.
Right.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know this guy was such a big
I noticed that the last episode I was on.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm gonna stop screen sharing this real quick. Let me find an image for our viewers who, if they don't surprisingly know who Carl Winslow looks like. But like, yeah, I didn't connect it together with my first time reading it. Like,
I love Family Matters, man. I love it. I'm so happy they made this connection and told me about it. I didn't even know.
The first volume of Invincible is also called Family Matters, which I think is great. But what's it called? Here's for our audience. Here is what Carl Winslow looks like. Give me a sec. There we go. Right here. This is our boys. This is what the principal's modeled after. I thought was a very I don't know why Kirkman did it, but like I guess it's cool.
Because the realest of the real.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love
good old Carl. If only we got an Urkel reference, which I know for a fact we don't get in this book, but it's whatever. But anyway, they're talking to their principal, Mr. Principal Winslow, discussing the issue with William because William hasn't been around. His parents are very worried. They've also contacted the authorities and stuff like that because he's essentially, they think he's probably a runaway, but obviously they don't know what's actually going on. Then Mark realizes that oh shit, I missed my dinner with my lunch I had with my mom. And I love this scene where he's just saying that like, oh my god, I like have to go and like I forgot to like I have to go and like call my mom and like let her know that I am late and I'm not going to show up. Because I think it's awesome, like the fact that like yeah he can fly, but like everyone only William knows that he can fly. Yeah. So to and then he transitions. He went to back home to see his mom. His mom already started eating dinner, made a sandwich, and basically like, she's a little bit disappointed in him that like like he just left me waiting, and essentially like me eating by myself. It's all good. And I love this scene where essentially he was just like she's asking how's Amber, like well, how's your relationship? Like, oh, we're doing good. I took her flying the other day, and she's basically just like, oh yeah, like I heard people love when I do that. And it's like, oh yeah, people do love that. Where you can like she's still thinking about Nolan, Omni Man, which is pretty sad. And then the next thing you know, a knock comes at their door, and she decides to go answer it. And then to and I love this page so fucking much. To her shock, there's a terrarium that's walking on like it looks kind of like a human showing up.
Dog humanoid, I guess.
Yeah, a man with a terrier's face, and
Science Dog,
and it's fucking Science Dog.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I love Science Dog. I legitimately love Science Dog.
Yeah, if Damone was here, R.I.P., he would be. We would both be geeking out about it because we also love Science Dog as well.
Why do you guys care about Science Dog?
He's such a cool character.
I'll tell you right now, the only Invincible characters who matter are Alan the Alien and Science Dog. That's it.
And Science Dog isn't even real. He's not even real in this universe. But essentially, Mark, logically, Mark just freaks the fuck out and starts to fucking fight Science Dog in space, being like, who the hell are you? He's like, Mark, I'm Science Dog, you're trusted superhero. And he's like, but you're not real. Like, you're not real. Transitions to Robot and Rexplode. Rexplode is basically, after seeing that panel, oh, guess what? Duplicate cheated on him this time with Immortal, and it's good comeuppance because how he treated Eve, which I love. Yeah. He fucking deserves it.
You're right.
But essentially, even Robot's telling him like, yeah, like it basically like comes to show like puts you in Eve's shoes the way that you fucking treated her, makes it to know like how she feels, which is good. And then he's like, he's like, don't worry, I'll keep tabs on duplicating Immortals, make sure that like it doesn't disrupt the leadership of the Guardians of the Globe. He pats him on the shoulder. Rex feels some pain when he does that. He's like, what the hell was that? It was a bee sting. Oh, I'm sorry. Robot's like, I'll probably hit a nerve when I touched you. I forget how weak and inferior humans are. And then it shows that like he has a syringe in his hand, so it's Robot being even more fucking sus.
Yeah, Robot's a bad dude, I think.
Well, we don't know if he's a bad dude. We don't know.
I think he's bad.
I'm gonna vote Robot as the imposter.
He's the imposter in this in the Guardians of the Globe.
Robot's acting kind of sus, you guys. I don't know.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I want you to make artwork of just like an imposter in Among Us with a Robot, like have like a design of like as a robot.
Bro, I'll definitely
do that. That'll be fun. Yeah. But anyway, transitions back to Mark, just like the Science Dog is trying to convince him that he's actually Science Dog and that and that he's real, but obviously Mark doesn't think he is. And essentially, okay, while they're fighting a construction site and causing damage, he says, "Okay, hold on, I need your help. Like you've been observing me and my people have been observing me for a while. There's something like something's gonna happen that's gonna kill a lot of our people." And he's like, "Okay, but like let's do that." And it's revealed that this isn't actually Science Dog. This is actually an alien from a race we've not seen yet. And essentially this alien explains that yeah, like we need your help. As I said, our leader requested you personally because we've been observing you for a while. Like you're a legend to us. Basically, it's weird because Mark just started a superhero career, and essentially and while basically like lives are at stake, like, can you help us? He agrees, but Cecil cuts him off, being like, no, you can't. What you doing? You can't just abandon the Earth. You're under its protection, and with a race of unknown aliens that we have not categorized yet. But like, listen, but Mark's convincing Cecil like lives could be lost, and this is why I love this tone to like Mark's character. Mark throughout this page doesn't care that like he people if lives are at stake, whether they're human or alien, he as a someone who has great power with great responsibility, to nod as a
Yeah.
as needs to protect lives. That's what he does. But Cecil's like, no, I Mark, listen, I pay you to do a job. Like I pay you to protect Earth. You have to stay here unless I say otherwise. But Mark
Does
is
does Cecil pay Mark? Does Mark get a check in the mail?
yeah, like he's paying for his tuition, and he's
Okay.
also paying
helping your mom out.
helping the
mom.
mom
Oh,
out
right.
with the house with the mortgage, as well as just keeping a steady income with money so that they're taken care of, right? That's the deal that he made with working with Cecil. Inevitably, kind of, it's under the fine print essentially. And essentially he says, you know what, Cecil, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna do what's right. I'm gonna help people out, and if anything goes wrong, I can always come back. So it's no problem. So then, but all he just wants for Caesar is to trust him. So he goes back to the house, net to see Deborah hitting the sauce on back him drinking some more, passing on the couch because um she started remembering the time she had with Nolan when Mark brought up about the whole flying thing, and it sparked a nerve. She passes out. She apologized and Mark, I'm sorry, like I don't want to continue doing this. I know it's bad, but then she says, you know what, Mom, it's fine. I'm just go to sleep. He takes the bottle away from her and he packs a backpack, flies off, and heading to Amber's house. But he's also wants Cecil to like, when my mom wakes up, let her know the situation. Cecil agrees and really doesn't want Mark to do this shit at all. He goes to Amber's. Amber's in a conversation with fucking Bridget, which is her friend, essentially. And I love this because Bridget's like, "Oh, it's your boyfriend, the superhero," and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
what the fuck?
and then she's like, and then she leaves, and he's like, "Amber, like, what are you doing?" Like, and he's like, "It's fine. It was a joke. She doesn't actually think you're a superhero. Relax." Mark essentially explains that, like, listen, I'm going to help these aliens out for a while. I'll be gone. I just want to let you know so you wouldn't worry. She's obviously hesitant about it because they're in a relationship. She doesn't want to be far from him for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And he listens, like, I'm gonna be back where you know it. Don't worry. I just want to like let you know prior. They share a hug. He leaves, and she was like, her roommate comes back. Oh, that was quick. And then literally it's like and basically she just explains to her friend Bridget. Amber is like, oh yeah, he's going on a last minute camping trip. He wanted just to let me know real quick because he might be out of town for a while. And he's like, he couldn't have just called and told you that. And he's like, yeah, that's weird. And he's like, she agrees, yeah, it's weird because so she's like, it's all like, she's having a little bit of the superhero thing is giving her a little bit of doubts about the relationship a little bit. It's like a little hint. He goes on the ship with this alien. Cecil's still not agreeing with this, but Mark doesn't give a shit. They essentially cut out the communication. The alien said it'll take us 6 days to get to this place, to their planet. Time flies by. They're on this planet, and essentially we get this awesome, like, these various panels of this alien explaining the whole situation to Mark, why he's here, what is all about, and we get these cool pages like these aliens and like their society, and that's Ryan Ollie experimenting with environments and like alien design and stuff like that, which I fucking dig. And then, but Mark's still confused, like, why is this urgent? Wait, who sent me here? Like, why am I here? To revealed, when opening the door is like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna have you talk with our ruler. And turns out the ruler that is on charge of this planet is Omni-Man.
Dad?
And
he's back already.
And Omni's back.
I can't believe he's back already, but I'm glad he is.
Yeah, me too. Looking fresh as fuck.
Yeah, and it's come to see that he's been adjusting to his time away. But I love this page. It's a dope page. This looks very regal. I think it's like I've noticed throughout this entire all these things that like the inks are well fucking done. Like are better than they were previously. Like what's his name? Bill Crabtree, who does the inks for Invincible, has told us like he's very getting used to Ryan Otley's style and is pretty good at enhancing his art with the inks. And yeah, so that's end of issue 25. And to go to 26, I love this cover. And this is also on the thumbnail for our audience.
Oh, are we not doing the recaps that we do on each issue?
Oh, sure, yeah. You want to talk about what your thoughts are? I forgot about it.
I mean, we could skip it if you want.
No. I want your thoughts.
So the entire time I was thinking about that scene from Nacho Libre, like Chancho, are you leaving us? Every time Mark says that, I gotta go. And he has things like, no, I'll never leave you. I fucked up the quote, but yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, word.
I haven't seen Nacho Libre, so I don't get it. But I'm sure.
What have you seen, man? Have you even finished Avatar?
I've seen Ice Age a lot. I've seen Ice Age 100, 300, 500 times.
Why?
I can quote almost every line from Ice Age. Romano.
Thing is, like, I've not watched that much Ice Age. I've only watched like 2 films, and like that's it.
Only the first one matters. The rest are bad.
But
this is not the Ice Age podcast.
Yeah, but
thoughts on podcast.
Thoughts on 25, Matt?
I like it. It's a lot of setup. It's really setting up this arc. Not a whole lot of note really happens, other than Omni-Man coming back, which is enormous. But like, yeah, it's good and fun, and I like it.
I'm so happy that they did it now, especially with the mother, because honestly, it's starting to get on my nerves. Her depression was like, oh yeah, I get it, but now it's kind of like, all right, as a reader, I don't really need to get back into it, but one more time, I guess. I feel bad for you. Yeah, so I feel like now it's gonna shift to
for sure. And for our audience, at the end of 25, there are like various kind of like short origin story stories that they show. So like they show like Monster Girl, like Duplicate, Rexplode, Atomy. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Oh, Immortal. Sorry. And they do Science Talk, which is a lot longer because I don't think we'll talk about those as of now, but we'll maybe
do like a quick sentence of each one.
If you want to,
Monster Girl got cursed due to premarital sex, and now she turns into a monster due to a witch. Duplicate got a family curse from her 7th generation grandfather. Really stupid fucking curse, but whatever. She also has a brother, apparently. Multiple. Yeah.
It's a pun.
Oh my God.
I wonder how her dad didn't notice it, but we're moving on because we don't give a shit about these characters.
Well, we haven't seen Multiple yet because they said his location is unknown as of now. So
yeah, and Immortal was Abraham Lincoln at one point.
Yeah,
that is all you need to know about these characters.
I'm just trying to see what was it? He was Abraham Lincoln. He was, I don't know. He fought in World War II. Looks like
nothing else interesting, Mikey. That's the only thing that matters about.
He's been around forever, and that he was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters.
What's it called? We will probably do a bonus episode involving Science Dog because he has a 2-issue miniseries.
Why is it everything that you like I hate and everything I like you hate?
Dude,
Science Dog.
Science Dog.
Yeah,
Mikey. You know, I hate doing the side issues, the capes and the bricks and the shit. This Science Talk episode, though, I am 100% in on.
Yeah, we'll discuss the end of like this issue, like what the story in this issue, as well as the two other issues in his one shots, I guess. But yeah, so moving on, we're going to talk about issue 26 of Invincible, and as I said before, awesome cover.
Yeah.
So basically, it gives us a little preview of the crazy world that we're going to set ourselves into, and I love. So obviously, the first page of this issue, Mark is literally awestruck, saying, "Dad,
Daddy,
huh?" And essentially, like Lone's like, "Yeah, it's me, son." But like, I didn't put this in, but I love the transitions of like Invincible's fist slowly closing, and then like Omni-Man looking up, like, "Son." And then Omni-Man's fist slowly closing to like hint that they might have a fight, but then Mark just starts tearing up and embraces his father, and it's so sweet.
Hug.
Yeah,
Daddy,
Yeah.
I miss your daddy.
It's a really good scene.
yeah,
I'm joking, but it was really emotional. It really hit home.
It's a very emotional scene. Like,
yeah, I really liked it.
Even what Mark will he'll say this like throughout like the course of these panels, but like later on, but like he always said like, even though like you did what you did, I can't forget 18 years of my life of you just being like the normal like, Nolan Grayson.
Yeah.
Being my dad, which I thought was so fucking sweet. But we cut to Debbie, back at home, getting ready to take her real estate agent test because she wants to get a real estate agent license. Cecil teleports, wasting how many $1 million of taxes again? Was it like 5 million?
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, it was like $5 million worth of taxes Cecil teleporting.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she gets scared because Cecil, you could have just teleported in the fucking front yard, but like, listen, Debbie, if I did that, wouldn't it just reveal that you're so invincible a lot quicker? People know it's like, okay, yeah, true, but use the fucking backyard next time. And essentially, he just wants to check up on her, see like how she's doing because Mark's gone, and essentially he's like questioning, wait, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm trying to be a real estate agent because I have a test prepared for tonight. And like, wait a minute, like, why do you need him? But like, haven't we paying you enough? It's like, yeah, you have, but like, I want to like, do something, fun. I can't just sit around and do nothing. And he's like, listen, if you wanted to do something, I could have. I had something in mind that would like acquire you to do that. Which means he wants her to suck his dick. We're entering boys' territory, people.
Oh, I didn't get it. No.
That's so funny.
That explains why she slaps him. Yeah, I missed that entirely. I did not pick up on that.
Yeah, essentially after that, Cecil implying what he was implying, it transitions back to Mark saying that like he basically like Nolan did miss his son. Like he missed his son even though he abandoned him and beat the shit out of him. But he basically like Mark just like, he's emotional like Dad, I want you to come back, like please. Like I don't like forget about Viltrum, forget about your posts, like forget about everything. I just want you to like just come back to me and Mom, and like I just want things to be back the way it used to be. And like he's begging for his dad to come back, but like Mark's just saying that like Nolan's basically saying like I can't do that. I've moved on. Like I can never go back because I abandoned my post first of all, which is not a good sign. And essentially like basically like never. I can't never go back. This is my home now. Transition. Debbie slaps Cecil in the face. And it's basically like, you pig, how the fuck dare you? Would you want me to do what you're implying that I should do? Cecil's like, no, I just want you to like, there's a clerk position open. Like you could just, it's not as fun as you think it would be, but like in case the real estate agent thing doesn't work out, you can just be a clerk at the Pentagon. And she's like, oh, sorry. It's fucking funny as shit. Like, oh my god.
I can't believe I didn't get it.
Yeah. Oh god. But
just imagining Matt like in the background watching all of this, like, what's happening here?
What's happening here? It's fine, Matt. It's whatever. But essentially, he's saying, she she's like, please, I apologize for that. That wasn't necessary. And it's like, no worry. I was very turned on by this. No, he's saying that was a joke. He was just saying that, like, yeah, I haven't been in the field for years, so it just brought me back to the good old days. And essentially, he's like, he should really get going. He wastes another $5 million in taxes to teleport again, and so then it transitions back to Robot being back to his being sussy sus, going back to his master with the sample of Rex's of blood that he nicked off of his shoulder. And then essentially we see Tumor Boy.
I'm a tumor.
Yeah, I'm a tumor. And
Matt doesn't get it because he doesn't watch it.
Yeah.
How about that?
But essentially he'd just be like, oh my gosh, like I never like basically saying that like, oh my, like now I could essentially like I could never slip away because with my appearance and all that stuff and being just like I swear, like it's like basically he's be saying like that it took him a while to acquire the sample. If Mortal and Kate weren't doing their thing, and if Black Samson wasn't there, and if Rex wasn't being an asshole, this would have taken longer to acquire. But essentially, like now that we have his Rex's DNA, we can move on to phase 2 of the plan. So it's
and he says that Robot is obsolete and that you won't need him anymore. So I have to assume what that means is that the tumor baby, I assume, can use Rex's blood to like shapeshift into him.
I'm not gonna
make an imposter clone, perhaps.
Nah, I doubt that shit. Yeah. That's a little bit too much, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know,
man. But like, he doesn't need Robot anymore, so I assume that he'll either clone him or turn himself like Toga from My Hero.
Word.
Okay, so yeah. I think that's a deal.
Okay, I mean I'm not agreeing. I don't know what's happening either. Anyway, after that scenario with Robot being sus, it transitions back to Omni-Man, and then essentially he's like, Omni-Man's like, we're done fighting, right? And he's like, yeah, because as I said before, like even though he said to Mark saying to Nolan, even though like you're doing all these horrific things and like you did all these horrible things that I can't forgive you for yet, but I can't erase the 18 years of my life with the father that I love. And he said he's tried to do it, which I was like, wow, like that he tried to like forget about his dad, but he just couldn't. Anyway, and Mark asked him, how did you get here anyway? And then Nolan essentially explains the aftermath of what happened after issue 8 of Invincible when he left, 13 of Invincible when he left, where essentially after he left, he basically the moment before he left, he abandoned his post. So he's a fugitive from Viltrum now. He's a fugitive from Viltrum now, and essentially like they can't like he wanted to essentially even though he's gonna
he wanted to reduce the sentence by taking over another planet.
Yeah, he wants to reduce the sentence by taking over another planet. Essentially. So then he conveniently found this planet. They don't give a name of what the planet's called, but essentially it said it was a good fit because these aliens have a fraction of like a human lifespan. They only from the moment they're born, they only live for 8 months until they die. They have an accelerated age rate. So essentially he could be a king for generation and generation and generations. And in their culture, essentially the eldest person is the leader, and since they acknowledge he's like very older by their standards, he was leader immediately, and essentially that's how it happened. So then he ruled, and essentially what the deal is that like he's saying, yeah, like once I said I've been here for around 3 months, he says, and essentially I've just been here ruling. I've just given up my life back home, back on Earth to start anew, and hopefully Viltrum will reach my sentence. But unfortunately, they're going to find him, and basically he wanted Mark to he basically brought Mark here to prepare for the battle. But then Mark decides to punch him in the back of the fucking head because turns out he wanted to check to see if the exoskeleton that that if Nolan was actually Nolan, because as we saw in the previous issue, they use an exoskeleton to disguise himself in like any form. That's hence why that alien was sort of a science dog, which Nolan suggested because he said, "Oh yeah, I knew you loved that that cartoon dog, so I thought it would be a good idea to that to like sway you to come to this planet." He's like, "But Dad, like, he's not real. Like, I'm not an idiot." Yeah, but after he punches he punches Mark, he like Mark punches him. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Don't worry, I had to be sure." He's like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure now?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure it is actually you." Then essentially, Mark gets introduced to his mate, Andresa, and I didn't put it here because it was gross. But they share a little tongue kiss. Mark's a little grossed out by it, but he's like, "Don't worry, son. It's akin to like kissing back on Earth."
Yeah, you describe it as a tongue kiss. They just lick each other's tongues.
Yeah.
Is that not how you guys kiss?
It's gross.
It's kind of nasty. But then Mark literally has to come to the fact that he said his mate. And he's like, "Yeah, my mate, you know, essentially like my wife." And basically he gets mad that like no one essentially just forgot that Deborah existed. And Mark's upset about that, which is an asshole thing to do. And then basically just like, it basically like Mark brings up his mom. He's like, "I don't want to discuss your mother," which is like essentially like comes to show that like he knows he's an asshole about Debbie, but doesn't want to deal with it right now, and is just burying it and just moving and just forgetting about it, which is not a good thing. But also, he's like, "I don't want to discuss your mother, but I want to discuss something else with you," which is like, by the way, it's like one of the biggest bombs like in Invincible so far, in my opinion. Turns out, he basically says, Mr. Mark's like, "What is it?" "Oh, I want to discuss your little brother."
Yeah. I love this. I love this so much. I love Mark's little brother, and I cannot wait to see him grow up very, very fast.
Yeah. I will tell you this right now. This is why I'm excited to talk about issue 26, because this baby will probably be one of my favorite characters in Invincible.
Awesome.
I don't like it. It disturbs me. I don't like the design of the baby. It makes me uncomfortable.
He's just a baby with purple skin. What the fuck, Christian?
Bro, I don't know. Something like they did something weird with his legs where they're kind of bent like the aliens, and I don't like it.
What do you mean? No, he did not.
I want to throw him in a dumpster.
He's just a regular baby.
He is an atrocity against God himself.
What are you talking about?
I love him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, should I reveal what his name is gonna be? What his name is? Because he doesn't have a name.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't remember. Sure, why not?
You want to know what his name is? Because I mean, his name's Oliver.
Oliver. That's what I thought. A bitch name for a bitch baby. Oliver.
I like Oliver.
I don't.
So if I told you I had an uncle named Oliver, so you think my uncle's a bitch?
I think I met your uncle.
You haven't.
Then I'm thinking of a different uncle.
But anyway, yeah, Oliver Grayson is his name, and he's really one of my like top 5 favorite characters in Invincible.
Cool.
Yeah. So here we go. So that is issue 26. Thoughts? So I mean, that was. Any other thoughts about this issue?
I love the twist of like Mark coming in for a hug instead of a fight. I was expecting a fight, but it was really I was like, man, that's so sad. I feel like for the reader, you realize how much he's been holding in for so long, and with this one moment, he just lets it all out. Yeah. Because if you think about it, like, he had to deal with his mom. He had to deal with himself. He had to deal with college. He had to deal with living up to, like, everyone's expectations. He was under a lot of pressure the entire time.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, so who got the next two?
I got the next two. I guess we're moving on then. So, Invincible 27. It starts off with an epic battle. We got Donald, we got Britt, we got Kate,
There we go.
we got everyone. We got Tech Jacket, your boy,
Your
fighting
boy?
generic big bad number one.
And
Apparently-
Skeletor.
Skeletor.
I just want to take the moment to appreciate that, like, this fucking page is awesome. This splash is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
the double page spread is so cool.
I mean, I guess so, but looking at this page, the only character I really like is Immortal. I guess Adam
Really?
is all right.
Nah, I don't blame you.
Is that Batman in the background?
I don't know.
What's Batman doing here?
Doesn't this
I don't
world
know.
also have a knockoff Batman? That's redundant.
I don't know.
But yeah. Anyway, they got
But
their
like,
ass whooped.
I also just noticed now, sorry, like, they did.
Yeah, they got their ass whooped until Black Samson came in. If you remember, a couple comics back, the boy was knocked the fuck out in a coma, and he comes in, saved the day, full powered up apparently.
Yeah,
He's cool.
Yeah,
I like Black Samson a
I
lot.
love this scene a lot too.
yeah. The scene that Mikey showed before, it was Tech Jacket failing to save the day. I skipped it because he failed, So yeah. And anything else? I guess Monster Girl broke the suit, and that's basically it that happened on this page.
And like Adam Eve shows up after
everyone showed up for this event.
Also, I just want to say real quick, they were teleported in. Hence, Cecil just wasted for every person on this page. He wasted $5 million of the taxes.
Yeah. After the fight, we go back to the alien planet where Omni-Man's like, listen, I need your help, son. There's about a couple of Vilcrumites coming in. They know where I am, and they're going to fuck my shit up. And this is the whole reason that we called him over here, to help him fight the Vilcrumites and help keep his family safe. Because apparently he cares about this one. Mark was like, listen, you whooped my ass. I'm not going to say it, but you whooped my ass. What makes you think you and I could take on double more Vilcrumites? And he explains that Vilcrum's being spread out very thin as of late. So all the good ones are currently conquering colonies, and all they have are scrap guys. So they're only going to be sending a handful of them. So we might have a fighting chance if assuming you're strong enough, and turns out you are, judging by the hit that you did in the back of my head. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So one of his underlings runs into the room, and he alerts them that the Vilcrumites have arrived, and bada bing, bada boom, there it is. 3 of them arrived looking for Omni-Man to fuck his steez up. And Invincible takes his wife and child to a bunker in order to hide away. And inside the bunker, wouldn't you know it, a Vilcrumite's waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is the entirety of 27. Thoughts, opinions, comments?
I like, a couple things. First of all, Mikey, this opening sequence with all these characters fighting Skeletor, is that going to matter?
No.
Okay.
It was just an event. It was just a cool. It just shows that, like, well, I mean,
It's to show Black Samson is back?
What happened?
Is it just to show that Black Samson is back?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's pretty powerful. Like,
yeah.
That is pretty powerful and shit. And also, like, the fact that, like, I mean, Cecil explaining the other issues, like, I don't know, but, like, it just shows that, like, they needed to get all those guys to stop that person, but, like, what would have been, like, if Mark stayed behind? Like,
okay.
That's the significance of the whole thing.
And you mentioned Black Samson. There was this nice little conversation that they had post-fight, explaining whole situation between Immortal and Black Samson. He's pissed off that Immortal never visited him, and Immortal is like, it's hard getting close to people when everyone you know dies. Anyway, what was with that whole OP shit? And he was like, oh yeah, since I was in a coma, my powers kind of stockpiled. It's gone now though. So
Okay.
He went Super Saiyan for a little bit of time.
Yeah, totally not for writing purposes or anything. And I glossed over that section just because I knew it didn't seem like it was anything important.
Yeah, and I love that page just because it's like it's just him trying on his old costume and just not fitting him.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that he didn't fit. It was that he didn't look good on him. It looked super 90s. It was like,
yeah, that's right. It did look kind of just a t-shirt with a bowl and like some pants and stuff.
Yeah.
He gets a costume though.
Mm-hmm. Either. Oh, actually, I don't know what it's going to look like.
I don't know, but I think he looks a costume. But I also want to say that, like, when I was reading that Immortal page, I was like, yo, he kind of a bitch. Because, like, he's like, everyone I know fucking dies. But, like, clearly Omni-Man's older than you, and you very well.
I mean, that is true, but also Omni-Man's not exactly a pillar of society. He's kind of a dickhead.
And kind of has emotions, or like he kind of is just discovering that he has emotion.
Yeah. I really like the scene when the Viltrumites show up, and Omni-Man's like, Mark, take my new wife and your half brother and go hide in the caves. And Mark's like, caves? What caves? I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
You're telling me that, like, you're telling me that, like, I just got here. I just wanted to have a fucking half brother now, and you just want me to just go out of a woman, just scoop them up and just hide them? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
1, my stepmom's an ant. 2, my stepbrother is blue. 3, I need to navigate this planet. 4, I have to square up with random ass people.
Yeah.
That are most definitely gonna be stronger than
me. Probably as fuck.
Omni-Man sucks.
He's an asshole.
You know what? I'm gonna say it, Dad. You're not a good dad. I'm questioning your parenting methods. All right, we're ready to move on to 28?
28, baby.
All right. 28, my guys. So it starts off back in the cave with the Viltrumite. His name's Luca, I believe. Lucan?
Yeah.
That big beefy man. And
I like him.
Yeah.
He's just Will Smith. He's Will Smith of the Viltrumite.
Will Smith?
No, he's not. I'm just saying.
He doesn't look anything like Will Smith.
What?
I don't know why, but I wished him. In my head, I read him as Will Smith.
Moving on, I guess.
He looks nothing like Will Smith.
I know. Just let it rock.
So Luca or Lucas or whatever his name is, the Viltrumite, is talking to Invincible, getting really excited for the ass whooping that he's about to provide him. And Invincible's like, all right, let's do this, but please let me just get the women and children out of the way. And he spoiled the thing. No, it's all right. The Viltrumite was surprised by the actions of Nolan, that he reproduced with this person and is trying to protect this child because it's very much against the culture to show affection. And because of that, he gets a quick punch to the face. And this cute little scene has him talking to himself like, damn it, man, we can't keep doing this. We got distracted again. How are we going to get promoted if we keep on getting distracted? Jeez.
Good.
I like him a lot.
Oh, man, the Immortal Black Samson thing happened in this one. I mentioned it too early.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. So Invincible's flying as fast as he's ever done. And the Viltrumite is gaining on him. And the mother of the alien baby, his half brother, is alien stepmom is panicking. It's like, he's getting closer. He's getting closer. And Invincible's like, I'm going literally as fast as I can. These guys are fast. And then out of nowhere, Omni-Man comes in and saves the day.
Pulls a fucking Matumbo in his leg.
Straight up, breaks Will Smith's spine with his fist.
Yeah.
Matumbo this man. I love it.
It's great. Yeah.
And this shifted to the scene that I explained beforehand with the conversation between Immortal and Black Samson. After that, it shifted to the Mauler twins. Well, I guess the singular Mauler twin making his second Mauler twin brother. Yay! And this nice little dynamic that they have originally where they couldn't figure out who was the twin. They can't do it anymore because the original has a scar on his face. And the clone is panicking that, oh no, I'm the inferior one. This fucking sucks. And then the superior one, the original, was like, yep, you're my slave now, bitch.
It's so great.
It was hilarious.
Because we complain. I remember like y'all complained about it for so long, like, about their dynamic, and then it's actually settled now.
Yeah, it's like,
oh no, so funny.
Yeah, it's like, ha, you dumbass! I got the scar to prove it. So back to the alien planet. Omni-Man destroys the Vilcrumite, covered in blood, and Invincible's talking to his stepmom alien about being exhausted. And so this is the first time. Oh no, Mikey, no! Mikey, no! We're not there yet! Mikey! Anyway, I'm gonna continue talking, but that had nothing. Okay. So Invincible's starting to talk about him being heavy of breath, and he's panting as he's having this conversation, and he realizes this is the first time I've been tired in a long time. I didn't even know I could get tired still. And then his dad comes in. He's like, yeah, because you haven't been pushing yourself, man. You're out of shape. You weak and you fat. You got to be pushing yourself more. You're weak. Yeah, you weak, son. Yeah. Yeah, so back to the planet, gets Alien's family saved. Oh, yeah, and then they head back to, I guess, to the capital of the city on the alien planet, and everyone is dead. Like, everyone.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead, man.
Omni-Man has this very defeated look when realizing this is character development for him, because he never really cared about other people until now.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't care about the humans, but he cares a whole lot about the bugs.
Yep.
Word.
He's such an asshole. He really didn't give a shit about anyone until he made bug friends.
Literally, like, his logic is, these people die so much faster, so I care about all of them.
Yeah.
He actually wanted to kill him himself. That's why he's really upset about it. Those cards. And after this, a lovely issue on capes that everyone cares about.
I didn't read it.
I did not read it. I don't care about it.
Because I didn't see it. Like, I just moved to the next issue the moment I was done with it.
No, I saw this and I thought, wow, that art is ugly. I don't care about capes. I didn't read it.
Yep, neither did I. But I just wanted to mention it and acknowledge the fact that none of us read it. So ends issue 28. Closing thoughts?
Man, it's a good issue. This whole arc's pretty good.
Yeah, the whole arc's pretty good.
I like Lucan. Or Will Smith. I love Smith.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, honestly. I liked him the second he started talking.
Yeah. This issue was pretty dope. It starts to like kick off like more of like the the fights, the dope fights that are happening. Especially like I love like this page, especially, dude. It's so good.
Yeah.
So like it's so well done. Like Ali killing it right now with drawing massive amounts of dead bodies. But there was one thing it probably wasn't important to you, but like I put it on here. Like just his mom going looking at image like his photo albums and like looking at the bottle and then throwing it away, and I thought it was like very good development for her. Like, yeah.
Oh, I thought she finished that bottle.
No, she didn't finish it.
Oh, it's character development. I thought it was just, oh, she's drinking again.
Nah.
It made me feel bad, but no, that's good.
Yeah, because she looks at
the alcohol though, but that's good.
Yeah, because she looks at the photo of Mark and I really love it. Just that like she doesn't want her son to like go through her like dealing with like coping this way and like looking at like taking care of her while she's like passed the fuck out every night, and like she decided to take the next step and like on her own and just stop, which I love.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's really good. Yeah, man. But this issue was dope. I mean, good fights, good development. Mauler twins, finally hashing that bullshit. Black Samson stuff. Will Smith.
William Smith
it's good stuff. So moving on to 29.
Yeah, all right. Invincible number 29. It's a pretty straightforward issue, honestly. There's not very many interruptions in this issue. Let me see. Do you have the cover up? Yeah. I think this cover is less interesting than the previous ones, but it's still real good.
Yeah.
So this issue, if we're really gonna sum it up real quick, and I'll get into the details a little bit more, but this is basically a big Dragon Ball Z fight.
Word.
Between Mark and his dad and the Viltrumites. That being said, if Dragon Ball Z was gory as hell.
Yeah, word.
Because this gets messy and gross. And
I got the pages, so when we get there, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So Omni-Man is super mad, and he's like, I shouldn't care about these bugs, but I do. And Mark's like, no, that's good. That means you're growing a person. And Omni-Man attacks him. He got him by the throat. And then it's time for General Zod and his friend to show up.
Okay, you know what's funny though? I read like this guy was General Zod. I read him as Vegeta.
Love it. Amazing. So then Vegeta and Nappa show up, and Omni-Man attacks them, and they fly through rubble. And Omni-Man's like, "Why did you do this?" And Vegeta's like, "Just to piss you off," because they're trying to get Omni-Man back in shape, I guess, right? Yeah. Trying to make him the Viltrumite he's supposed to be, or something.
Sure.
And so then Mark comes in to save his dad, and they fight a whole lot. I mean, does anything of note happen here other than them fighting?
Well,
Mark got his face got punched. Yeah.
Omni-Man slams their heads together and throws them away, which I think is great.
Yeah.
It really emphasizes that he's on a different level from the average Viltrumite. Even though a Viltrumite, a Viltrumite could still whoop Invincible's ass.
Yeah, like this page in particular, I love is just the fact that like as what Omni-Man said, like he's been taking his powers for granted and not like actually like which I love, like not the exercise in order to get stronger, which I think makes sense. But like he tries to like fight off this Viltrumite and like it does nothing to him, and he's just
it really throughout this entire issue, especially in this scene, but throughout the entire issue, it's really showing that Mark is way out of his league here.
He is very like I don't know how I could like describe it, like how out of his league he is, but like if anyone has any
it's like a fish trying to fight Mike Tyson. It ain't gonna work.
It's like taking a punch from Mike Tyson. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But after this, we go back to the Maulers. and the clone poisons Scarface and kills him.
That's so great.
God damn.
It's fantastic. It's really good. So now I'll get to only one Mauler twin, although he's probably going to clone himself, isn't he? So we're going to be right back where we were. That's what's going to happen. I
love that this model, the clone, basically says that, like, yeah, I can see why, like, our dynamic was like neither of us are the clones, so that like we worked more efficiently that way. Which makes me think, when I was reading this, was this scene, has this happened before where they find out that they're like one of them isn't the clone and they just kill the other one? Has this happened many times?
I bet it has.
Implying.
I bet it has. I love that idea. That's so funny. And then there's a real bloody page. And Michael, did you pull this one? Yeah. Dude, this splash page is so good.
This is why Oz is one of my top. Like, he's on like my top 5 favorite artists of all time. Like, this shit is unreal. Like, dude, the fact I've never seen someone do like have the main foreground of the composition, like the actual like fight itself, but then the background just be this multiple like panels of just the fight taking place. Like, that's genius. Like, I don't know if this was like Kirkman's idea or like Otley's idea, but either way, it's fucking genius. Like, real shit. It's
so good. This is my favorite splash page of this episode, if not all of Invincible. I think it's so good.
Yeah, so far, yeah, it's so good.
So Omni-Man smashes Vegeta's head, and the old guy's gonna kill Mark, and Omni-Man dashes his head in with his own head, and it's super gross. And then they're like, all right, it's over, we can take a breath, and then Will Smith comes back.
With his guts hanging out.
And
just imagine when he comes in, he's like, oh, like, he starts saying the Fresh Prince theme song. Oh, this is the story.
You can hear it from a distance as he gets closer, it gets louder. No.
And it plays the Fresh Prince theme over while he beats them to death. Which is not really what happens, because instead he
lands one hit.
He just collapses.
Yeah, I mean, this guy kind of went literally full speed from whatever distance to Omni-Man's back and just wrecked.
I think what made him tired was the fact that his guts are hanging out.
Yeah, I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, who? Omni-Man?
No.
Oh, Will Smith?
Yeah,
yeah, his guts are hanging out. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I love how he says, just next time when you fight someone, when you kill someone, make sure they're actually dead. I thought that was a good line.
That was very good.
With the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And then all the Viltrumites show up. They take Omni-Man away, and Omni-Man's like, Mark, read my books. And Mark's like, what are you talking about? And then the dude with the robot eye is like, all right, Mark. You prove yourself a worthy Viltrumite. So you go back to Earth, and you do the job your dad was supposed to do, and we'll be chill. And then he leaves, and Mark goes back to his stepmom and has to tell her the news that Nolan's gone again. And his stepmom's real upset about it, because of course she is.
Yep.
And that's how that ends.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say that, like, I love, like, I don't know if you mentioned this, like, before, and like when he's saying, like, oh yeah, Mark, you're gonna be taking over for your dad now when it comes to Earth. But they say, like, but when the first thing he said was like, no, we're gonna give you a gift first. Oh yeah, your life, you get to live. Like,
yeah.
So great.
So what do you think of issue 29?
Dude, it's fucking insane.
That scene that we just covered, hilarious. The fact he was just like, whatever, man, and just passes out.
He's just like, oh, whatever, bro. Just
like, hey, gone. Man, you fight good enough, You're the new king of Earth. See you in 100 years. Better see that shit under your foot, man.
Yeah,
Respect.
and
We'll recognize as real.
yeah, and for our viewers, they gave Invincible a shorter sentence for like what Omni Man did, and obviously like fighting against them. So it's 100 years now. And I think it was like what 500 years originally. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. That
I
sounds
think
right.
it was 500 years was the actual like sent like was what had to be on his post until they arrived.
Word.
Yeah. But yeah, this issue was dope. It's just a like this oddly, testing out his skills when it comes to like showing that like he's the king of fights in comics, in my opinion. Yeah, just like, and also it shows like, yeah, Mark's extremely out of his league when it comes to like how powerful the Viltrumites actually are, and that he has to like, when he gets back to Earth, he has to step up his game a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Not a little bit, a lot. Like,
you gotta start doing some squats, start doing some laps.
Yeah,
step up. He's got a lot to live up to.
I mean, this isn't really going to be. It's not really a spoiler, but like, when the way he does this is like, pushing like when it comes to like building up his speed, he starts to like boost in the sky as fast as he can, like every single day, which I think is like very interesting, and like
spoilers for his workout routine. You ruined it for me.
As well as like some comedic relief with the Malo twins, going back to the one Malo twin just couldn't handle being a slave, so then just killed the other one, and now they're back to the same old ish.
And it's interesting. That's the only interruption in this issue. Other than that, it's all the fight with Invincible and Omni Returns.
Yeah, man. It's
which I think is really cool because a lot of these issues have a lot of cutting back and forth between different scenes,
Yeah.
And this issue really doesn't. It's focused almost entirely, with the exception of the 2 pages with the Mauler twins. It's focused almost entirely on this conflict, and I think that is really good. I think it's really beneficial to the issue.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
So do you guys want to talk about number 30?
Yeah, fam. I think this is the right slide. Next slide. There we go.
All right. So Invincible number 30, I love this cover.
It's dope.
I feel like I've seen it before. I don't know if this is like an iconic Invincible cover or something. I think I've seen it. Maybe not. I don't know. But I love it. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
So the issue starts with Mark helping rebuild Bug World. I don't know. It doesn't have a name.
Bug World.
But Mark helps rebuild it, and then he's like, he's got to go. He's got to go to Earth, and his stepmom requests that he takes Oliver with him. We don't know if it's Oliver yet. I'm going to call him Oliver because Mikey told us his name.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take my brother with me. He sucked. It's like, take your son with you.
But the thing is, like, I love this because it has a very justifiable reason. Because as you can, if I go to the next page right here, you can notice like she's getting older, because he's been there for around, I think like 2 months. He's been gone, and she's already aged a significant amount. And Oliver already, he's aging fast, and he's gonna age too fast enough to more like she's gonna be dead long before he's even saying sentences, which is what she saying like full sentences, which is what she describes it as. So he feels like the best place for Oliver to be raised is on Earth with Mark, and which is just for Oliver reason. And it's kind of sad too that like Oliver is gonna be too young to even grow up with his mom, which is pretty sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, he insists that Mark takes his brother back to Earth with him. And then we come back to Earth, and we see Mark's mom. He's on the phone with Eve, but she accidentally calls her Amber.
Yeah.
Which is a little funny. And he walks inside and finds Marcus there. And Marcus looking cut as hell. Like, he looks good. And so they hug, and he's like, hey, Mom, so our dad, he was the king of an alien planet of bug people, and then he got taken away by the Viltrumites, and he didn't mention you at all. Actually, you got mad when I brought you up, so that probably stings. Sorry about that. He's not coming back. And his mom goes, I need a drink, which
valid.
He made so much progress 2 issues before, and now he's back to drinking. But like, I get it, you know.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Now wait a minute. Before you get that drink, one more thing. He had a bug baby.
Well,
and I'm gonna need you to raise the bug baby."
Yeah.
And she goes, "No." What are you talking about? Raise the bug baby? You want me to raise the baby that my husband had with a different bug woman?
Yeah.
And Mark's like, "Yep."
Bye.
Listen, Mom, we got to do something about this baby. I gotta go.
So it goes back to the Mahler twins, and yeah, he made another clone of himself. Ports.
Mm-hmm.
So they fight with each other. They have their usual clones for a conversation, and Robot shows up to hire them.
Sus!
Because Robot's a bad guy.
Yeah. Their dynamic that they had was like, oh, they never knew which one was the clone, so that's why they pushed them to do some incredible stuff. And they were upset that they couldn't do it anymore because they knew which one was the clone and which was the clone of the clone. But now they're like, wait, the first one, are you the clone of the clone or the clone of the original? And it's like, of course I'm a clone of the original. I ain't gonna be that dirty ass clone of a clone shit. That's for pussies.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's very good. I like this evolving Muller twins joke. I do like them.
Yeah. So we're still gonna get it. We're still gonna get the dynamic.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robot hires him because Robot's a bad dude. And then he goes back to Mark and his mom. And Mark's like, gave me a call from the Pentagon. Gotta go. Have fun with the bug baby. And she's like, no! And he leaves. And then she looks at the baby, and she can see in that last panel, he's gonna fall in love with this bug baby. He's already fallen in love with the bug baby.
No, ew, no.
No, not like that, Michael.
Yeah, come on,
what
Mikey.
The hell? I meant like a mother-son type of thing. Oh my God, Mikey.
You should have been more in detail because I really thought that.
That brain go to that, Mikey. What was the first thing? That's on you.
That's on me. But yeah, she's like, it's still a baby. It's cute.
Yeah,
it's perfect for empty nest syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark goes and talks to Cecil. Cecil's feeding the birds, and he kind of talks to him about what's going on. A lot of this issue is Mark telling people about the stuff we just read.
Yeah.
And Mark's like, so what do we do? And Cecil's like, don't worry about it, dude. And then, guys,
Mm-hmm.
I've got to tell you guys something.
What?
Every once in a while, okay, I skimmed this part. It's the same thing.
No idea what happens
so many words on the page. I can't concentrate on this.
Okay, Mikey, do
you English minor can't concentrate when it comes to reading.
I know. There's 2 pages. Mark talking to Cecil, and I don't want to talk about.
The synopsis is he's upset that he went off because his job is to protect Earth, and Mark's defense is what I do is protect people, anyone, everyone, and I don't care about the money. I just do it because I'm a nice guy, and I don't. And it seems like you guys did great on your own.
Yeah.
And Cecil's like, that's not the point. I agree with what you did, but just listen to my advice next time. And Mark's like, I'll listen to your advice when you're right about something and I'm wrong about something. And bitch. And then he leaves.
Yeah, bitch. He fucking flies off. Yeah, but like he's just reiterating to Cecil like his moral compass, which I love, and then the fact that like Cecil always thinks of this as a job, but like at the same time, he does say that like he understand he respects why he let Mark do the right thing. That's why he likes working with Mark, because he's a good person. But like at the same time, it's just like I'd pay you to do a job, blah 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 yada yada. But like Mark's like, yeah, but this isn't a job. Like, is this being a hero isn't about making money and like and just like keeping a schedule. Like, it's about saving people. That's the bottom line. And but when Mark leaves, Cecil like looks at him with a smirk. So like it's kind of like he's still a little butthurt about it, but he has to deal with it.
Yeah. So then Mark goes to his dorm room, talks to William a bit. He was going there to get changed, and turns out Rick's still missing. So
it's been like 3 months.
Hmm?
It's been like 3 months. There's like 2, 3, like almost 3 months in total that he's been missing now.
Yeah. But then Mark dips immediately because he gotta go talk to Amber, and Amber is real mad at him. He's been gone for 2 months, and he did not. Obviously he couldn't call because he doesn't have a space phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And she screams at him, but then they talk it out. She is clearly having misgivings about getting a superhero. It's the whole Mary Jane Watson thing, where she's like, I don't know if I can be with someone if I am constantly worried about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same sort of thing that MJ went through in the 80s and by bad writers whenever they don't want them together. Anyway. And then they hug it out, and Mark is clearly disturbed and not comfortable with the way that went down.
Like he's having some doubts.
He's having some doubts about their relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how the issue ends.
And it comes to show. I just want to say real quick. Comes to show like she's having problems with it, and they've been dating. I don't know how for like ever like I don't know like couple months, like 5 months, maybe 5, 6 months. But then Debbie had to deal with this for 18 years, if not even more, if you count this whole him and her and Nolan just dating each other.
Right.
And it's just something to show how strong of a person Debbie is dealing with dating a superhero. Even fucking Claire and Super Patriot, like with them being together. She's just not cut out for it. It looks like, I don't know.
Yep.
No, right.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's issue 30, boys. What do you think?
Good. It was a good like decrescendo, like calms things down a bit, after the hectic epicness of these brutal ass fights and Nolan's bullshit. And it just sets more stuff up, especially with Robot being more sus. Especially with the Molotov, because it appears he's going to be a bad guy, but we don't really know what's happening. Oliver essentially being raised with the help of being raised by Debbie and Mark, being the older brother figure. Cecil, have Cecil's issues with Mark, and then like him having to deal with Mark, disobeying his direct orders when Mark is doing something he thinks is right. I think is interesting. The Mahler twins being the Mahler twins, which do y'all think? I mean, I actually forgot about this.
Okay.
Do y'all think that the Mahler twins are gonna be essentially like Robot's hiring the Mahler twins for something? Do you think it's gonna be under sanction by the U.S. government because the Robot says he's gonna acquire funds because they need funding for experiments, essentially with the Mahler twins, or is it gonna be an underground type thing?
I think it's for the poop. I think it's for the poop, baby.
Yeah, but is it going to be like underground, or is it going to be with U.S. government, like the Pentagon?
Underground. We're assuming that the poop baby isn't a part of the government.
Yeah.
So we could assume that's underground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but overall, and the whole William shit is just the stuff with William is just setting up stuff with Rick and the Rhiannon stuff, and then Amber. It's just the whole relationship is just it's makes sense. It's progress with the relationship. So
yeah, it's a setup issue. It concludes this arc and it starts setting up things in the future, and it's fine.
Yeah, your thoughts, Christian?
Books, Mason. What do they mean? The books, Mason. That's all I can think about is the books. I'm curious about what they mean.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Oh, the books part, the book, one of those like it's like protect my books, like buy my books, read my books.
Read the book.
I also forgot. Go away. Read some books. I just understand that shit either because he's not watched Nacho Libre. But
there's actually no connection or no helpful benefit to reading the books at all. He just wants his son to read a little bit more because he thinks he's illiterate.
Educate yourself.
I love that idea.
Yeah. I think we did it, boys.
Yeah, but that was a different world. Volume 6, a different world story arc. We'll definitely do a bonus episode of Science Dog at some point. I don't know when y'all want to do it, but it's gonna happen at some point. So overall thoughts of just the whole thing. It's just good stuff, guys.
It is. It's good stuff.
Action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
things I think so far.
So next episode 9. Yeah, episode 9. It is volume 7, which is called which is called Three's Company. Still have not seen that sitcom either.
No, that one I've heard of at least.
Yeah, I've heard of it, never seen it.
No.
And this is going to be Matt. This is probably going to be Matt's favorite.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's going to be. We're going to be talking about in this volume. It's going to be issues 31 to 35.
Okay.
As well as. Oof, Matt's really gonna like these, bro. I've been waiting for this shit to happen. We're gonna have to read something in after issue 33 of this arc, which is going to be ready for this?
I'm ready.
Marvel Team Up Volume 3, number 14. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
Oh my god.
Let's just say that he's gonna have a cool little team up with a familiar webhead.
With Spider-Man?
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales? It wasn't invented yet, silly.
Damn it.
And the way they do it is actually very well done. And it involves the return of a character that we saw last episode.
It's canon in Invincible? Oh, amazing! So cool. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So, stay tuned for that next week, people. Episode 9. So Christian, want to do the good old outro?
All right. In this fantastic pandemic times, it's important for you kiddos to stay safe. So, in order to avoid the coronavirus, make sure to avoid licking the homeless. Don't open doors with your mouth. Don't go to Trump rallies because Trump got COVID. What else? Don't go on buses where people are sneezing and coughing. Keep your masks on, for the love of God. Use hand sanitizer. And don't lick bodily fluids to people that you don't know. Mikey?
And to quote my favorite YouTuber, wash your damn hands. All right. Peace, guys. Get on safe.